Alrighty, y'all. Hello. We're looking at cultural differences between the USA and Europe. This should be pretty interesting. This is from an up-and-coming small channel, Drew Binsky, sitting at 4 million subs and counting. Make sure to check him out. So it'll be linked in the description down below. Let's just jump straight in. I feel like some of these might be familiar and hopefully some new ones as well. Here we go.
The USA and Europe are similar in size, population, standard of living, and lifestyle.
Similar in size, I kind of disagree with, right? USA is a little bit bigger. But yeah,
But as
everything
an
else,
American myself, after spending
we're not terribly different.
more than 1 year of my life in Europe and visiting every single country on the continent, there are some major cultural differences that need to be addressed. Bonjour! Disclaimer. I know it's impossible to group Europe into one category.
Right.
So these are general real.
This disclaimer has to be put in every video because there's always people that are pissed off, assuming that everyone thinks, or correction, every American thinks that Europe is a country. I can't speak for fellow Americans. Honestly, there might be some that think that. I don't think that. Every town, every country, every region is different, especially in Europe. There's many different sides to Europe and many countries, so thank you. Yes, got that out of the way.
Civilizations that may not exist in every European country. Here are 18 cultural differences.
Unfortunately, I can't list every country name in the title. YouTube only allows, a certain amount of characters in the title, so.
Differences that Europe has over the USA. Second bourgeois in Paris. 1. Pay to use public toilets. It's not free to pee or do your business in public. You have to pay usually €1 to use the bathroom, even if it's just to wash your hands.
Yeah, that one, look, I think it's okay to have different opinions. That one I don't get, right? There's a lot about Europe I always learn about certain countries, the way they do things. That's always very fascinating and quite frankly, usually better, right? Very refreshing to learn about. This one, I know, this one I've heard before in another video. And people said, well, it's because, you expect it to be very well maintained. Well, yeah, you would if you're paying for it to go to the bathroom, which is like a bodily function, right? You don't choose to do that. You have to do that. This one I just disagree with. There are some dirty bathrooms in the U.S., but in my experience, maybe I'm lucky, around me, almost every public bathroom is really clean, right? There's literally staff that cleans a bathroom. So, and it's free, right? Get the idea that you pay and it's supposed to be pristine because you're paying to keep the bathroom clean, but I feel like that should just be clean no matter what.
2. Water is not free. When you order water in a restaurant, it usually comes in a tiny glass bottle and costs €2 to €5.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. This one sucks too. Water is always free, dude. What?
They love sparkling water too, so make sure to
I'm with you on that. Sparkling water is bomb. I love it. My wife doesn't like it. I always buy sparkling water. I freaking love it, dude.
tell them you want still water. Can I get a still water, please? Travel tip. Carry around an empty water bottle and fill it up in sinks or public fountains. It's all purified. 3.
Now that's a good tip. It's all purified. I like that. That's a good life hack right there.
Every city has history. In America, we don't have much to talk about before the 17th century. In Europe, some castles are 500 years old.
Hey, 500 years old. What about Santa Fe? St. Augustine? Yeah, there's places in America that have quite a bit of history. Chaco Canyon. But yeah, I know what he's saying. There's a lot more historic cities on a grander scale throughout Europe. Certainly. And yes, this architecture like this right here, the cathedral from España, right? Is it La Sagrada or something? I'm from La Sagrada Familia, maybe? I hope I'm getting that right. I may be getting that wrong. Either way, this is unreal to me.
Older than the
It's
US even became a
spectacular.
country. 4. They drive less. Public transportation is everywhere and efficient in Europe.
By the way, I could have been wrong on that. If it's not, I guess you can grill me in the comments.
And most cities are pedestrian and bike friendly. There's really
That's
no
cool.
need for a car, and gas is too expensive anyways. 5. Sports are not a family affair. In the States, we pregame and drink beers and tailgate for sports games with our families and friends. In Europe, sports aren't such big events, except for
What?
soccer, which they love.
Okay, I've been doing a series lately about how sports are big, like basketball, soccer, or, should I say football? God, they're like huge. They're like a lifestyle. Like, you guys go to war at the field, man. I don't know if I agree with that one.
6.
From what I've
Smaller
heard.
food portions. This is the size of a normal meal in Europe. And this is a standard Coke.
Whoa. Okay, the food I get, I'm kind of on board with, honestly. But
and this is a standard.
Look at that. So fun fact, we actually have mini. It's labeled on the box. You know, you can get a what is it? I think it's an 8-pack or a 10-pack of mini cans of Coke or mini Pepsis, mini Dr. Pepper, whatever. And it's labeled as minis. And I think they're probably similar size to this. Because, like, look at that. That's like a joke. Quite frankly, fun fact, even though I just made fun of it, I do buy those because I try not to drink, pop or soda too often. But when I do, that's all I need is just a little can like that, enough to get to taste by, or it's good with certain food or whatever, and that's it, right? So it definitely has a purpose, but I just find it funny that that's standard in Europe. And here, you have to find it at certain stores as mini Cokes. Obviously, our Coke cans would be bigger. And then, of course, they have big bottles and 1-liter bottles and 2-liter bottles and you name it. That's funny.
Coke. Also, ketchup is not free and comes in glass bottles. Seriously?
Whoa. You know, some places, honestly, are getting pretty crazy now and making you pay for condiments sometimes. Not all the time. So paying for ketchup could be done here. Of course, it always comes in usually little packets or whatever. Never seen it come in a little glass jar. That's actually kind of neat.
Cigarettes are fashionable. They aren't so looked down upon among Europeans either. I guess they don't have the DARE program in Europe. In other words, smoking equals cool.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest, like, giant differences. Smoking is super taboo now. I mean, of course, it used to be popular here in the U.S., but just in my lifetime, from the early 90s till now, it's gone way downhill, right?
8, they dress nicer. They don't just throw on basketball shorts, a university t-shirt, and sandals. Sup, dude? They always dress to
Why is that so accurate for the U.S.?
impress. And about those haircuts. 9, they can speak multiple languages. It's not uncommon to see Europeans who speak 4, 5, or 6 languages fluently.
That I super respect. I think that's really cool, and I think that's something more people worldwide that don't speak that many should strive for. So I'm slowly trying to get to that level where I want to speak at least 3. That's my first goal. Here, you know, everyone knows English, and Spanish is very common now. It's basically their second language. So yeah, it's pretty expected that you should learn English and Spanish here, but that's it. You guys kind of have to learn 4, 5, or 6 out of necessity, though. It's not like people are just bored and they learn 5 or 6 for the hell of it. You know, you guys, like, every time you drive 45 minutes, you're in a different country with a different language. I feel like that's more of a necessity, right? With Europe, would that be fair to say? Although I do think it's very impressive when people speak 5 or 6. Like, the thought of that kind of makes my my head hurt.
Das Bier ist ausgezeichnet. To piwo je výborný.
That clink of the glasses is like very satisfying sounding.
10, they recycle
And yeah,
more.
that guy just said that in like 5 different languages.
Metal cans, plastic,
Whoa.
paper, bottles.
Oh my God, those were crazy. I mean, we do
They
recycle here,
more. Metal cans,
but man, it's not on. I mean, I've never seen anything like this.
plastic, paper, bottles.
Wow, that is crazy.
Europeans recycle more and take better care of their environment. In Germany, the government incentivizes you with 25 cents for returning an empty bottle.
Yeah, see, that's cool. That's a plastic bottle, and you get money back for that? We only get money back for glass bottles. If you turn in glass bottles, you get money back. Or aluminum cans, like the Coke can or whatever.
Water bottles can make you rich in Germany. Many Americans seem to throw trash on the streets without thinking about the consequences. 11.
Yeah, I think those bad people are everywhere that litter. That's so annoying. No one likes them.
Coins actually matter. Don't lose your euros. This handful of coins is 20 euros.
Whoa, just that little handful of coins? That's cool. Coins are very ignored here, right? The only thing people do, including myself, is save them in your car or save them wherever. And then every few months, you go turn them into like a coin machine. You get money out of them, you know? Using them in transactions is not the most common because they're not worth a lot.
Or 24 US dollars. If these were quarters, it'd be about $3. See the difference?
Wow.
12.
Yeah,
Toilets
it's a hell of a
have 2
difference.
buttons. This makes a lot more sense, right?
This
Big
does.
ones for
I
poop,
like this.
Small one for pee to save a lot of water every flush.
This is not common in the U.S., but I've seen it some places. I wish it was more universal for sure.
Also, bathroom sinks are tiny.
That
For little
is
kids.
that is actually hilarious. That's the smallest sink I've ever seen.
13. Electric cars. It's more and more common to drive small electric cars in Europe. Once
That makes sense, especially in tight cities.
again, better for the environment. And
I don't agree with that part. They're not really better for the environment. But on a day-to-day basis, that would be fun to drive around, zip around the tight streets. Having an electric car would just be easier.
you can pull into these parking spaces and you charge it. It's so simple. 14. Fewer trash cans. I never have this problem back home, but in Europe, it always seems like there's a trash can every 2 miles. But believe it or not, the streets are clean.
Wow, that is interesting. Fewer trash cans. But I do agree. Every video I've seen of people walking around or driving around in random places throughout any European country, it almost always is like super clean. And I love seeing that.
15. Street signs are
What's your
tricky.
secret?
Can't find the street sign? Look on the building. It's usually there. 16.
That's cool.
Dinner is an all-night activity. Expect to spend 3 or more hours schmoozing and eating with your friends.
That sounds kind of nice. Wow. Yeah, that's not. I mean, I guess it depends on who you are. That's. I wouldn't say like the norm in the U.S.
At the dinner table. In the US, if we wait more than 5 minutes to get our check, we talk to the manager. Don't be in a hurry if you're going to dinner with Europeans. 17. They love the outdoors. You'll notice this
Hey,
by
we love
seeing
the outdoors
tons of
too,
parks
though.
and outdoor cafes all over Europe. They
That's
love their
cool.
leisure time, and they don't use their phones as much as we do. 18. Longer vacation. Many European countries, like
Yes.
France, have 6 or more weeks of
Oh
vacation.
my God, that is incredible. Yeah.
Or holiday, as I call it. In the US, 2 weeks would be generous.
Unfortunately, he's right.
So, what do you guys think? Did I miss anything on this list?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could make 10 more lists like this. I mean, cultural differences between somewhere as big and diverse as Europe and the U.S. I mean, yeah, I think you could go on and on and on. But that was pretty interesting. I haven't done one of these list videos in a while, and they're always pretty fun. I mean, they're, usually touch on generic topics, right? Some of them overlap as well. But yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty fun to see some of the obvious differences, especially like the little cans, the ketchup in glass bottles. That stuff's very interesting to me, right? It's kind of neat, actually, to see. And I still like that you can collect some coins, like those $1 or €1 rather coins. And, they actually feel like they're worth more, right? Because you collect a handful of coins and you actually have a lot of money, right? But hey, that's about it for this one. This is a little bit on the shorter side. Hope you enjoyed that. I appreciate you being here. It's about all I got for you. Until next time, hopefully I'll see you there. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. And until next time, y'all, catch you later.